I think it may be time for DeMeco to get the band back together.
Hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, work. There you go. Hard work, work. Everybody doing it right. Hard work, work, work. That's what you say. Hard work, work, work. Earn more pay. Hard work, work. Hard work, do it every day. Hard work, work. Get up out of 2:45. Hard work, work. Let me go and earn more pay. Hard work, work. Boots on and lace.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? You tuned into the Sports Talk with Big Sarge show. I'm your host, Big Sarge. Make sure you follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at Big Sarge Sports with a Z at the end. Follow me on the Tick and the Talk at Big Sarge Media. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Big Sarge Sports with a Z at the end. Because you know we do everything for the gram. And make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel. Please, please, please subscribe. Hey, listen, thank you all who have subscribed. Like, share with a friend. Tell them this is one of the best shows that you're going to see Monday through Friday live, not pre-recorded, live. That means that, hey, look, we're filming this in real time. It's real time. That means that I don't have any room for error, any margin for error. Now, I do mess up a little bit, just a little bit, a little bit. I do. Gotta keep it going. One of the reasons why I do this show live is because of that. I want to make sure that you are getting the most entertaining, informative, and knowledgeable sports takes, life takes, every take. Hey! Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel at Big Sarge Media. All right, on today's show, I need to know, do DeMeco need to get the band back together? We'll go through Big Sarge's NCO chain of command rankings. I'll explain what NCO means. It's a military term. It stands for non-commissioned officer, and there's a certain rank. And so we'll go through my NFL rankings, right? The top, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the possible. If you play spades, now we talked about dominoes last time, but if you play spades, you know what 5 in the possible means. But we're going to go through my top 5 NFL rankings, and I will do it in the order of the chain of command rankings for non-commissioned officers. And we'll discuss the breaking news in just a second. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Hey, question before we get started. I asked this question on Twitter, right? I asked this question on Twitter, and I want you all to drop the comments. I want you to drop your comment, drop your names in the comments. So, who did you play against in high school that you knew was immediately going pro? Like, who was that player that you played against when you were in high school in any sport? And you was like, oh, yeah, whatever professional league they have for this sport that I'm in, that person is going to be in it. I'm going to tell you mine. Story time. I don't know how many of you all remember wide receiver Mike Miller, who went to Willow Ridge. I think after he left Willow Ridge, he went to Notre Dame. And then after Notre Dame, I think he was drafted by the Cleveland Browns. He didn't play long with the Browns, but Mike Miller was an NFL wide receiver when he was in high school at Willow Ridge. I'm just gonna say it. He was an NFL wide receiver already. And so I'll never forget. Wait, hold on. What'd you say? Thurman Thomas. Oh, look, a Texas fan for real. My heart goes out to you. It had to be troublesome for you to try to stop Thurman Thomas when he was in high school. I seen people couldn't stop him when he was in the pros. Let's see. Tamika Dixon ended up being a member of the LA Sparks. Don't know how long the career lasts. Oh, hey, Tamika Dixon gave you that work? Yo, Tamika Dixon can hoop, though. Like, Tamika Dixon could really hoop. So I was playing against Mike Miller, right? I went to Sharpstown High School. I was playing against Mike Miller in high school. And in high school, I played strong safety. And so, some way, somehow, I got mixed up and matched up on Mike Miller. So I already knew from practice what we had discussed. Hey, look, you've got to listen. I know how far you normally play off the line, or you're gonna have to play just if you get matched up on Mike Miller, take a couple of extra steps back because his speed is something you've probably never seen in your whole life. And I done raced little bad kids with no shoes on. Y'all know, hey, look, a lot of time, boy, when you was younger growing up, when I was younger growing up, them little kids who didn't have no shoes on, they was fast. And they was fast. Mike Miller, he's probably the fastest person I ever seen when I was in high school. So me, backed up a little bit, gave a little bit extra cushion, cool. Hike the ball. Mike comes off the line. I said, okay, I see him. Boom, coming. He ain't doing nothing but a fly route. He going a 9 route, a go. He gone. He listen, ain't no ends, ain't no slants, ain't no outs, ain't no fades. One route, let's go. Mike Miller comes out, I back up, I say, well, he ain't finna do nothing but go straight. So I turn to run with him. And as I turn before he even gets to me. So now if he stops and they give it and they throw him the ball stop, that's a win for me. And look, I would tell the coach, that's a win for us. He's not gonna score. If he stops, cool. I'm not gonna even lie. I had already opened up my hips and I was gone. I was gone. Pause. We're in the era of Diddy. Look, I turned to run. Mike Miller hadn't even got to me. So as I'm running and looking and trying to get to the spot, Mike Miller just casually comes and runs right past me. And I'm running full speed, and it looked like he was damn near jogging. I'm not afraid to say it. Mike Miller ran right past me, right? And as he's running past me, the ball is in the air. So I just so happened to turn and look while the ball was in the air because I could see him adjusted. As he's adjusting, I throw my hand up, right? The ball, I barely touch the ball, I tip it, and it falls right into his hands. And as he's running and he's laughing, right? He's running and he's laughing. And by the time he get to the end zone, he turns around to me and go like this. I said, you little short, stubby little son of a... And I can do about it. And it's Mike Miller. Yeah, I knew after that one-on-one, I was looking forward to watching him play on Saturdays and Sundays. I knew. Like Mike Miller, and I also got a chance to see him run track. So I'm saying to myself, yeah, ain't nothing I can do with this guy. I'm done. Hey, coach, I did my best, but I guess my best wasn't good enough. Because here he is standing in the end zone celebrating. Tell me I should have been running faster. Maybe I should have been running heels. Hey, work on your calves. Get your speed up. Get your speed up, young man, and come back and see me. Yeah. I knew right off the rip that Mike Miller was going pro. So drop in the comments somebody you played against in high school that you knew what was going pro. Another thing that I asked real quickly was for the hoopers. Hey man, when you first touched the rim, how happy were you? What grade? I touched the rim for the first time in the 8th grade. You couldn't tell me nothing. After I touched the rim in the 8th grade, oh, you couldn't tell me nothing. And it was different for me because while everybody was jumping off of one foot, I took after Dominique Wilkins. Dominique Wilkins was my favorite player, even during the Jordan era. Dominique Wilkins was always my favorite player, and he's the reason why I wore number 21 in high school. He jumped off 2 feet, so I just learned to jump off 2 feet. Yeah, that was it. Man, y'all could tell. Look, hey, can y'all give me the number to a therapist out there? Because I think my Mike Miller story has taken me back a little bit. Let me sit up straight, fix my shirt. That Mike Miller story then took me back. I need some therapy. Y'all hold on for a second. Y'all give me a minute. Let me add some apple juice because that was... I line to wake up with the shakes tonight thinking about trying to cover Mike Miller. That's okay. Later on that game, though, I did get a hit on him. One thing I would look, you may be able to beat me running, but you wasn't stronger than me. And I was gonna make sure you get close. I'm gonna tag you. Oh yeah. I'm gonna make sure that and let's not get it twisted now. You probably run faster than me, but yeah, I made sure I put belt to ass when it came to you trying to. No, sir. No, sir. All right. Hey, let's jump right into this. All right, we got breaking news, right? Breaking news. Multiple sources have confirmed that the New York Jets have fired head coach Robert Saleh. And guess what? I blame Aaron Rodgers. Ain't no if, ands, or buts about it. I blame Aaron Rodgers because I said right here on this show, Sports Talk with Big Sarge, Monday through Friday. Make sure you turn your alerts on. I said right here on this show and said, hey, so what was the beginning of the season? Maybe the first game of the season. I said, hey, this young man ain't ready. He not ready. Aaron Rodgers is not ready. Aaron Rodgers is not the Green Bay Packers Aaron Rodgers anymore. He's not the 4-time MVP anymore. He's 40 years old coming off an Achilles injury. He sat out the whole year. During that time, I don't know what he did. He fooled everybody into coming back early saying, look at me, I can walk. I don't need any crutches. That's cool. But one thing you cannot beat, I said that right here on this show, is Father Time. And it's catching up with you, Aaron Rodgers. And I said that. And so what the New York Jets decided to do was they figured that Robert Saleh was the problem and not Aaron Rodgers. What? Are you serious right now? Have you watched Aaron Rodgers? Like, the powers that be, what Woody Johnson is the owner of the team, right? Have you watched Aaron Rodgers this year? It's horrible. He's horrible. All right. The 27th in offense. They average 206.2 yards passing per game. They're last in rushing at 80.4 yards per game. They're averaging 18.6 points per game. 27th in offense. 2-7 in offense. You know who runs the offense? You know who wanted the offensive coordinator that they have? Aaron Rodgers. And I don't know how you can't see that it's not Robert Saleh. Let me tell you something. Boy, this one gonna get me. So this one gonna get clipped up. I don't care. I don't. When I look around the league right now, Aaron Rodgers ain't nothing but an older version of Gardner Minshew to me. That's it. And Gardner Minshew shouldn't be taking a snap in the NFL. Hell, you might do better off going to get Kyle Allen from Pittsburgh. Put him in the game. Hell, hey, see what Pittsburgh wants for Russell Wilson. Can't be any worse than Aaron Rodgers. Listen, it happens all the time. It happens all the time on these dating apps. These people put up the pictures of what they used to look like. And then when you meet them in person, it's not. It's called catfishing. Aaron Rodgers catfished the New York Jets. There's no other way to put it. He catfished them. And it's kind of like your own fault because you didn't do the research, really, New York Jets. And people keep saying, well, Robert Saleh was the head coach. He knew that Aaron Rodgers was coming. It wasn't nothing Robert Saleh could do. You think that Robert Saleh actually said, yeah, I think that I'm looking at Aaron Rodgers, and I think that he could really be an improvement for our team. No, that's something way past him. So he said all the right things because there was nothing else he could do. There was nothing else that Robert Saleh could do was go along to get along so he can keep his job. You think that Robert Saleh actually wanted Aaron Rodgers? I can name you at least 7 quarterbacks right now that are better than Aaron Rodgers. This year, 2 years ago, like there's no possible way that the New York Jets thought that they were getting the equivalent of Green Bay's Aaron Rodgers. They're 27th in offense. They're 30th in defense, right? They're 30th in defense. But that's because they give up a lot of rushing yards. They give up 119.2 rushing yards, but they're second in passing yards at 136.6. The only team the only team above them is the Tennessee Titans. When it comes to holding teams, as far as the passing game is concerned, the New York Jets defense is holding teams to 136.6 yards per game, and that is second in the NFL. Tops. But hell, what you want of course, they're not going to be able to stop the run. They're on the field too damn long. What do you expect when you got a player like Aaron Rodgers that can't sustain drives? And so instead of pulling Aaron Rodgers to the side or talking to Aaron Rodgers, who cares what he says on social media? Who cares what he says on the Pat McAfee show? Who cares what he says in these media scrums? You're trying to win, right? You're trying to win. But you get rid of Robert Saleh and keep Aaron Rodgers so he can come to the podium and say, Robert Saleh was a very good coach. Him and I had a really good we communicated really good. We had a really good relationship, but things happen. I mean, this is the NFL. It is a business. So all we have to do is just, get ourselves together, move on from here, get the offense rolling. There's some things that I could do better. We can call some better plays, and I'm going to make sure that we're better. But I wish Robert Saleh all the luck. You should. You got him fired. You, Aaron Rodgers, you got him fired. That's it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Even if you wouldn't have went down with injury last year, I still don't think that you would have been an effective quarterback. I give you all the praises and I give you all the accolades of what you used to be. Hell, we just got through talking about high school. I just got through telling you, hey, in high school, I was 155 pounds. In high school, I was very athletic. Told you, I grabbed the rim in the 8th grade. I was dunking by the end of my 9th grade year, dunking. And not on the elementary goals either. I'm talking about on 10-foot goals. I think back to what I used to be. I think back to what I used to could do. I'm 52 years old, going on 53. There, I have a lot of memories, Aaron Rodgers, of what I used to be. So, but at some point, I had to give that up. At some point, I was like, hey, man, that's what I used to be. This is what I am right now. And that's what the New York Jets should have realized before firing Robert Saleh. Before firing Robert Saleh, what they should have thought about was, well, damn, we know what he used to be. He ain't that right now. You got catfished. That's it. No other way to put it. Aaron Rodgers put up on his profile what he used to be when he's at Green Bay. Then he gets to New York and you be like, this not the same. We're on a date right now. Like, you showed up to this date not looking like your pictures. Like, I'm gonna tell you exactly what Aaron Rodgers did. When Aaron Rodgers was trying to get that job with the New York Jets, he put on one of them Instagram filters. Y'all know them filters, or them Instagram filters will make you think that you getting wow, like, hey, whoa, look at that. Woo! Woo! It look good. Oh my goodness. And then somehow, one of them pictures without the filter end up popping up. You be like, that can't possibly be the same person. That's not the same person, is it? That's exactly what Aaron Rodgers did to the New York Jets. He put on an Instagram filter and they fell for it. And now you're stuck with it because the New York Jets are horrible. They are a horrible team. I told you all this a long time ago. The New York Jets, everybody, oh man, the Jets may be ready to give the Buffalo Bills a run for their money in the AFC East. The New York Jets may be ready to leapfrog over the Miami Dolphins. I mean, I know that we're coming into the season talking about the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins as being the contenders in the AFC East, but make sure you watch out for those New York Jets. Watch out for them to do what? To do what? Snoop Huntley, the quarterback for the Miami Dolphins right now, since Tua is hurt, looks better than Aaron Rodgers. Who y'all think y'all was fooling? The Jets didn't do nothing but fool all them fans up there in New York that's like, man, they saying that now that Aaron Rodgers coming back, I mean, the Jets got a chance. Got a chance to do what? Let me ask you something, Jets fans. Right? Robert Saleh, gone. Got it. Fired him. Cool, right? Go to your PS5 or your Xbox or whatever gaming console you have. Load it up. Boom. EA Sports is in the game. Load up Madden. Go to the New York Jets. Pick your team and then play with them against anybody else. Play against them against the Titans. Play against them against the Dolphins. Play against them against the Chargers. Hell, play against them against the Browns with your current makeup and your roster with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. Tell me how that works out for you. Aaron Rodgers has been horrible this season. He has 7 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. 3 of those interceptions came this past Sunday in London. Oh, wait, hold on. I got it. Wait, y'all. Wait. Them 3 touchdowns really don't count because that didn't happen on U.S. soil, right? Because when you go out of town, whatever happens on internationally stays international. So technically, Aaron Rodgers really only got like 1 interception, right? Them 3 in London, Sarge, what are you talking about? I don't even remember the Jets playing in London. Those 3 interceptions didn't count. Sorry, got something I need to tell you guys. It counts. 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 3 in one game. He cost them the game on Sunday against the Minnesota Vikings. In true Aaron Rodgers form, not only did he throw a pick 6, but he threw an interception to end the game. We've seen that before with the Green Bay Packers as well, right? 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. 3 came this past Sunday. And so on Tuesday, you decide to fire Robert Saleh? Like that's what you think that's how you're going to fix the problem. This is how the New York Jets figure that they're going to fix the problem. You're going to fire the head coach. That's the dumbest I've heard in a very long time. And I have been on Cat Williams' internet for a long time. Now look, Cat Williams got 20. Listen, Cat Williams' internet in 2024 is just the beginning. I'm ready to see the sequel, 2025. Hey, look, I need to be on. Listen, Cat Williams needs to start every year. He needs to let us know. He needs to go on Shannon Sharp show and start off 2025. Whew. I'm ready. I'm ready for 2025, the series, the sequel, whatever the case may be. I digress. That's the dumbest thing I've heard today on Cat Williams' internet is that the New York Jets decided to fire Robert Saleh. And you're right. This is right. Nathaniel Hackett is the damn problem. Him and Aaron Rodgers. They're running an antiquated offense that's built around an old quarterback. They're running a antiquated offense that's built around a relic. Taking nothing away from what Aaron Rodgers has done in the NFL, taking nothing away from his career. He is a first ballot Hall of Famer, hands down. He ain't playing like one this year. And instead of getting rid of Nathaniel Hackett and trying to bring in somebody new, But that's not going to happen because Aaron Rodgers handpicked Nathaniel Hackett to come to New York to call the offense that he wants to run, which is an antiquated offense and it's predictable. It's easy to predict what's about to happen. And instead of working with these wide receivers in the off season, you decided that you said, "Nah, I'm good on that. OTAs, all that stuff. Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna go do something else." You were out a year, my guy. You were out a year with an injury. You don't have the chemistry that you needed to have with this wide receiving core because when you got there, your first game, you got hurt. Like the first quarter, you got hurt. So hold on one second. The devil is a lie, AD. I just thought you should know that. Hey y'all, the H-Town Rundown is doing the all 22 tonight. Make sure AD put up your put your things in the put where they can find it all 22 tonight so I can promote it. But you lying. Nathaniel Hackett. Hell, Nathaniel Hackett, his offense is worse. 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 The devil is a lie. Hey, but check this out. The good thing is, right? The good thing is Robert Saleh is available. Robert Saleh is available. If I'm DeMeco, I'm like this. If I'm DeMeco Ryans, this is what I'm doing right now. Hey, what's good, my guy? Yeah, man. Sorry about the news, bro. Yeah. Yeah, I just seen it, man. I was, in the middle of doing some film study for the game this weekend, and it popped up on my phone, the alerts. I seen it then, I'm watching TV and I seen the, on the sports shows, they're talking about it right now. So yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, but I got a proposition for you. I got a place where you can get a job and you can get a job and it's less expensive than living in New York. And the dollar goes a long way down here and you don't got to pay no state taxes and the weather is always good here and good old Bobby and I have established something down here, and the fans are gonna treat you nice. So I mean, if you ain't got nothing to do, if you don't plan on doing nothing within the next, you know, a couple of weeks, we sure could use you down here in Houston as an advisor. I'm not asking you to come in and take Matt's job. I like what Matt's doing. Matt and I we have this good thing going, but if you could come in, if you could just come in and be an advisor to this defense that you actually built, because a lot of the basis of what I do is what I learned from you when we were in San Francisco. So if you could just come on down here and for the next couple of weeks, man, just hang out with me for a second. Yeah. No, 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 the money's available. Yeah. And listen, matter of fact, Nick, what you doing down there? Hey, I got Robert on the phone. Come here for a second. We need to talk to Robert. Yeah. What? Yeah, yeah, yeah. As soon as you get out the phone, come down here. Yeah, Robert. So when Nick comes down here, we're gonna call you back. All right. All right, buddy. Hey, don't forget, man. Hey, I got you, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I didn't understand the ayahuasca thing either. All right, man. Talk to you later. I'm out. That's what DeMeco should have been doing as soon as he got the news. Hey, we're getting the band back together. Because you remember now, Bobby Sloak was on the defensive side of the ball. DeMeco Ryans was on the defensive side of the ball in San Francisco under Robert Saleh. A lot of the basis of what the Houston Texans defense is created off of Robert Saleh's system. And you remember what Robert Saleh was doing when he was in San Francisco. And after he left, DeMeco picked it right up. They had a top 5 defense for a very long time. And with what the Houston Texans have on the defensive side of the ball, excuse me, especially when they get healthy. I mean, you have Danielle Hunter, you have Will Anderson Jr. You're going to get Danico Autry back, but you still have Tim Settle Jr. You still got Khalil Davis. You got Fadakasi. You're going to get Christian Harris back in that linebacker core. You got Henry Toa. You got Aziz Al-Shaair. You got Kamari Lassiter on one side. You got Derek Stingley on the other side. You got Jalen Petrie as slot corner, roving linebacker. You can do multiple things with Jalen Petrie. And then you got Kalen Bullock back there, the rookie who's a ball hawk. Kind of mirrors exactly what the San Francisco 49ers was doing when Robert Saleh helped put that together. The skills, H-Town, I'm not touching that. I'm not saying anything about that. And I don't think that San Francisco is going to get rid of Shanahan, especially with him not having with him having multiple players out due to injury. I ain't touching that. Just gonna keep it moving. The Houston Texans and DeMeco Ryans should consider reaching out to Robert Saleh about becoming a defensive consultant for this team for the rest of the season. I don't think that there's any defensive coordinator jobs that would come available. And if I'm Robert Saleh, if I'm not going to be a television analyst, then I would be like, okay, because he looks like a guy who really loves the game. I know some people who know him who have conversations back and forth with him, and they say he really loves the game of football. And by the way, hold on, AD, you slipping. AD, you are slipping. I'm telling you that right now. I'm calling you out, AD. Y'all hold on, because there's another connection. If I'm not mistaken, I just realized that. I just realized this. Hold on. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? That's exactly what I thought. I forgot about this. In 2005, Robert Saleh was a defensive intern. From 2006 to 2008, he was defensive quality control coach. From 2009 to 2010, he was the assistant linebackers coach. So Robert Saleh was here. And I just thought about this. Robert Saleh was with the Houston Texans from 2005, 2010. Hey, bump that. Hey, Robert. Yeah, yep. This is Kyle McNair. Come on home. You can follow right in the footsteps of DeMeco. Come on home. Come on back. We got a place for you. Bring him home. You see how it worked out when you brought DeMeco home? See that, right? Look at what happened when they brought DeMeco home. Bring Robert Saleh back. Put them two together along with Matt Burke, because Matt Burke doesn't get the credit that he deserves. Everybody thinks it's always DeMeco. No, Matt Burke is pretty good at running a defense as well. We know what DeMeco is because DeMeco has been a defensive coordinator before, and then last year was Matt Burke's first year, but he really does know defense. So I don't want to take anything away from him, but hey, if you got DeMeco, Matt Burke, and Robert Saleh all on the same page running that defense, Robert Saleh, if I was you, I would send DeMeco a text message, and in the back a picture of me and a text message with music in the background saying, coming home, tell the world I'm coming home. Come on back, man. Come on back. Because I'm telling y'all right now. Hold on one second. You're right, Brandon. I didn't say he should come back as a defensive coordinator. I said come back as a defensive consultant. So I don't know if your DC mean that you think the Texans have a defensive consultant right now, but come back as a defensive consultant or an advisor. Look, DeMeco is a huge fan of former Alabama coach Nick Saban, not only because he went to the University of Alabama, but just because he really likes Nick Saban. When Nick Saban was head coach of Alabama, what would he always do? One of them head coaches get fired that he was cool with, that hey, come on over here, man. Come on over here. Come in as an advisor for 10, 10 days or maybe 3 months, come on over here as an advisor, join my staff until we're able to get you another job. Boom. Bill O'Brien, come on back over here. Come over here until we can get you another job, right? I can't remember what's the coach's name from Maryland who the young man died while he was on his watch. He brought him in. Like Nick Saban would always bring these coaches in to let them rehabilitate themselves under his umbrella, say good things about them, and then send them back out. So if Robert Saleh can come here and just be here for a while, and if a defensive coordinator position becomes available, then bam. Or head coaching, he gets another opportunity to be a head coach, then bam. I'm just saying. No, I did not, because I haven't been. I've been doing this, AD, and this ain't no shot at you, but I've been doing this, so I haven't been seeing anything, and I haven't been looking for anything. When I jump on this show, it got to be breaking hot news, and I'll talk about this once I can confirm it. Once I can confirm it, and I talk. But if it's that's Jimmy Ward and British Brooks. Oh, well, I kind of knew yesterday that Jimmy Ward was hurt, but I had it confirmed, but I needed it to be confirmed. Like I was around when the news came in. I was like, oh, he's like, yeah, Jimmy gonna be out for a minute. I think Jimmy had to go to the hospital on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. I digress. All right, bring him home. Bring him home. All right, let's move on, y'all. Now it's time for Big Sarge's NCO chain of command NFL rankings. All right, so Big Sarge, you see it in the back, you see it everywhere. I say it all the time, right? All the time. Sarge. So Sarge, right? E5, E5, non-commissioned officer in the United States Army. I was E6 promotable, so if I'd have stayed in, I would have became an E6 real soon. But so non-commissioned officer, and the highest rank of a non-commissioned officer is an E9, which is the sergeant major. Now they have different steps of sergeant major. That's why you'll see like sergeant major of the Army is like command sergeant major. I don't know whatever their steps that they have, but the command sergeant, the sergeant major of the Army is the highest rank that you can get as far as the Army is concerned. When it comes to non-commissioned officers, the president is the highest ranking official in the military. And so the chain of command, if we're doing it, adding everybody in, would be the president first, and it'll go down. So I like to do non-commissioned officers because I was non. What's up with y'all, bro? Y'all give me a second. Side note. AD, Corey yesterday, and now you today. Like you, AD, I'm a happily married man. Why would you want to get me in trouble like this, AD? Why? On this platform, on this huge platform. This ain't something you want to talk about on the phone. You got my number. You want to talk about it on the phone? That's different. We may have a different conversation. But you come to this platform and want me to talk about another woman while my wife is either watching or listening to this show right now. You're like, hey, man, let's talk about Mama Worthy. What? Corey yesterday. Hey, man, the body count. Quantity over quality. No. Tim Wright, Lamar, but didn't happen. But he was every bit of LT and Barry Sanders in one. Yes. So let me get back to my rankings right quick. So Big Sarge's NCO chain of command NFL rankings will go from Command Sergeant Major, which is number 1, First Sergeant, which is number 2, Sergeant First Class, which is number 3, Staff Sergeant, which is number 4, Sergeant, which is number 5, right? In that order. So it'll be my top 5. And then in the Army, in the military structure, a corporal, which is an E4, is like a non-commissioned officer in waiting. Like he's got to go. Like he's at some point he's either past the board and he's just waiting on the points to have enough points so he can go to the next rank, which is sergeant. So that when I throw in this corporal, that is like not number 6, but like right there. It could be number 5 as well. So remember, command sergeant major 1, first sergeant 2, sergeant first class 3, staff sergeant 4, sergeant number 5. Right? Right. First, command sergeant major, Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings are 5-0, and they look like the most consistent team in the NFL, especially with the way that they play the way that they play defense and the way that they have Sam Darnold being a game manager. He ain't winning the games, but he ain't losing them either. So you've got to give the Minnesota Vikings, especially at 5-0, they have got to be number 1. They are the command sergeant majors. They are number 1. And even though they're having some second half struggles, they look good. And ironically, we seen what they did to Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets this past weekend. So at number 1, the command sergeant majors, I got the Minnesota Vikings. At the first sergeant, I have the Kansas City Chiefs, who are 5-0 as well. And so for me, right, it's the record, not the play. It's the record. It's the 5-0 record of the Kansas City Chiefs that puts them at number 2 for them, which makes them the first sergeant. It makes them number 2 because it's their record of 5-0. They haven't lost a game. And I really can't see putting a team who has lost a game over an undefeated team. No matter how they got it done. We talked about this on yesterday's show, on Monday's show. We talked about the Texans and them getting ugly wins. No matter how they're getting this win, the Kansas City Chiefs haven't lost this year. They don't look as good as the Minnesota Vikings, but they're not as consistent as the Minnesota Vikings. So at 5-0, I have to put them right there. And it's because of their record, not their play, because their offense looks stale. Patrick Mahomes is constantly under duress. That offensive line needs help. Patrick Mahomes is running around like he did in that Tampa Bay Buccaneers Super Bowl, running around trying to find somewhere to get to be able to throw the ball to Xavier Worthy, who scored a touchdown and just so happened to get a ball to a fan in the stands. You see how I did that, AD? That's professional. That's how you do it professionally, AD. You say, hey, Patrick Mahomes threw a touchdown pass to Xavier Worthy, and Xavier Worthy was able to find a fan whose birthday it was and gave them the ball from the touchdown pass. Went, found the fan in the stands whose birthday it was, say, here you go. See how you do that, AD? I digress. Mahomes ain't been looking good. You know, Mahomes got 6 touchdowns. 6 touchdowns on the season. He also has 6 interceptions. 6 interceptions. These skills in H-Town, y'all not going to get me in trouble. Mahomes has thrown 6 touchdowns, but he got 6 interceptions too. And if they lose one game, all the Chiefs have to do is lose one game, and they will drop in the rankings because the only thing that's keeping them afloat is that they're undefeated. They do have a good defense. I'm not taking that away, but their offense looks horrible. It does not look fluid. It looks lethargic. It looks stale. And I know that they lost wide receiver Rashee Rice and they lost Pacheco, their running back. And so they had to go back out and get Kareem Hunt, which was really strange to me. But they went out and they had to get another running back. So injuries may play a part in that as far as the offensive continuity with the skill players, but that line is trash. Hand over heart. I hope y'all don't take that the wrong way. But that line does not look good. Moving on to Sergeant First Class, which is number 3. And at number 3, I got the Houston Texans at 4-1. Ugly wins. We talked about that. Ugly wins. Offense not playing good. But they got CJ Stroud. No matter how you want to put it, no matter how you want to look at it, no matter how you want to put it, no matter how bad you think that the offense has looked this year, no matter about the ugly wins, the Houston Texans are still 4-1, and they have CJ Stroud, who, by the way, has also made some amazing plays under duress. Hold on, I got to find something. Where is my notes, y'all? I be losing my notes. All right. So on Tuesday's edition of Locked On Texans podcast, available wherever you get your podcast from, with John Hickman. Him and I talked about CJ Stroud, and I talked about his third down efficiency on Sunday. And then I broke down some more numbers real quick from Sunday's game. He dropped back. He was under pressure 42.9% of the time on his dropbacks. He was 10 of 15 for 111 yards. Under 2.5 seconds to throw, he's 50%, 15 of 19, 173 yards. Inside the pocket, he was 89.5%, 25 of 34 for 318 yards. And when he was blitzed, he was 9 of 10 for 139 yards. Who else y'all putting at number 3? Who else is the sergeant first class right now? And if they win and the Chiefs lose, they go right up there. Now, even if the Minnesota Vikings lose, I can't put the Texans over the Vikings because the Vikings beat the Texans very soundly. I can't do that. But what I can say is, if I'm doing the rankings right now, which I am, the Houston Texans are in the top 5 at 4-1. And like I said, I know the offense has not looked good. They played in spurts. I know that they continue to win ugly, but they're still 4-1 after 5 games. All right, number 4, staff sergeant. I got the Detroit Lions because Goff just keeps this team rolling with his offensive weapons. I mean, anytime you get a guy who doesn't throw an incompletion in the game, what else you supposed to say? And not only that, like Jared Goff to me has always been a game manager. He has always been a game manager. That's it. And he looks like the best game manager in the game right now, even better than Sam Darnold, which is in his same division. The amount of offensive weapons that the Detroit Lions have, on top of that, having the defense that they have, and they're currently at 3-1. I think they got a bye week this week, if I'm not mistaken. But the way that they're winning these games, the way that they're playing in these games, the way that they're in these games, I mean, the Detroit Lions, we're going to look up and they're going to be right now they're one of the top teams in the NFC. They're one of the top teams in the NFL. They could potentially keep moving their way up to be the top team in the NFL. So at number 4, I'm looking at the Detroit Lions. Number 5, Sergeant, who I was. Big Sarges, right? Big Sarge. Some people are going to disagree with this because some people are going to disagree with these last 2 because the way that I have them, a lot of people have them flip-flopped. And when I say it, when I tell you who I have at number 5, who comes in as the sergeant, y'all going to say, wait, Sarge, hold on, time out. How can you have them there when you don't have who I'm going to give the corporal spot to, which is like that 518? You're going to say, Sarge, why are you doing that? So at E5, right? E5, Sergeant, number 5 in my Big Sergeant NCO chain of command NFL rankings. I have the Baltimore Ravens, who are 3-2. The Baltimore Ravens, they've had impressive wins in their last 3 games. I think they started out the season 0-2. They've won their last 3 games. They beat the Dallas Cowboys. They beat the Buffalo Bills. They beat the Cincinnati Bengals. And they have learned how to use Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry in the running game. That 1-2 punch, that 1-2 combination of Lamar Jackson being able to get out of the pocket from the quarterback position, and that bruiser Derrick Henry, who we know that he will hit you and continue in stride like you're not even there. So now what the Cincinnati Bengals are doing are learning how to use Lamar Jackson, and they're learning how to use Derrick Henry in the running game, and it's opening up some that running game that they have. They're opening up a lot of passing lanes for Lamar Jackson, who's not a bad passer. And I know he gets a bad rap about being a passer, or whatever the case may be, but he's opening up these passing lanes now because he got teams and defensive coordinators so worried about stopping the run. Okay, if I put 8 in the box to stop Derrick Henry, what am I gonna do when Lamar scrambles or do a naked bootleg? I've got most of my personnel right here in the middle trying to make sure that Derrick Henry doesn't beat me while I'm watching Lamar Jackson scramble out and get 10 to 12 yards on the run. Okay, come back, 8 in the box again. Okay, run up, bam, play action fake. Here I am going around. Oh, okay. So now you back off. Here we go. Lamar Jackson. I mean, here you go, Derrick Henry. Bam. Oh, here you go. Okay, so now y'all done figured out. Okay, we don't have to put that many, but we're gonna put somebody on the outside to stop Lamar from being able to get out. Oh, don't worry about it. We got 2 tight ends that can catch. We have Zay Flowers who can catch. They got what's his name? Isaiah Likely and what's the other guy's name? Mark Andrews. We got 2 tight ends. One of our tight ends, which is Likely, who can be a tight end or a wide receiver. Either way, either one could be either one. Either one. He can. When I look at Likely and the way that the Baltimore Ravens use him, that's how I envision the Houston Texans using Cade Stover. That's another story for another time. And don't worry, we got a lot of time here for the rest of the season to talk about that. So, and then right at 5A, E4 Corporal, I got the Washington Commanders, who are 4-1. They just haven't done enough for me yet. They ain't done enough. I love watching Jaden Daniels. I love watching Jaden Daniels. I love what he's doing. I love the way that he's playing the game. I love the way that that Cliff Kingsbury is using him right now. I love that. I love the fact that he's playing the game the right way, and he's showing that. Look, I know everybody was in love with Caleb Williams. Everybody's in love with the number 1 overall pick from the Chicago Bears, quarterback Caleb Williams. But hey, I'm here too. Kind of like another number 2 quarterback that came out in last year's draft that said, yeah, I know everybody's good. Hey, look, I don't have nothing against Bryce Young. Me and Bryce Young are really cool. That's my friend. I've been knowing Bryce Young for a long time. I wish him nothing but success. But since you're going to pick me at number 2, I'm going to show you why you should have picked me at number 1. Oh, my bad. Y'all may not know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Texas quarterback C.J. Stroud. We all know. I don't need to rehash. I don't need to bring back up what he did for his during his rookie season. I don't need to tell you all what CJ Stroud did during his rookie season. You already know. You all watched it, you witnessed it, right? We know what he did his rookie season. We know what Bryce Young did his rookie season. And CJ was the number 2 pick. And the way that things are playing out right now, even though the Bears are starting to pick up some momentum, it's starting to look like Jaden Daniels should have been the number 1 overall pick in the 2024 NFL draft. Because that young man is playing lights out and he can play. He isn't just one of these guys that are getting lucky. He's a guy who can actually play the game. Hold on. Which AD? It's crazy what a former quarterback OC can do. Look at Atlanta as well. Yeah. You know what, though? You know what? And so, hey, look, let me run down these rankings once again. Number 1, I got the Minnesota Vikings. Number 2, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. Number 3, I have the Houston Texans. Number 4, I have the Detroit Lions. Number 5, I have the Baltimore Ravens. And at 5A, I have the Washington Commanders. And let me tell y'all how the funny thing of how this whole thing works is, hey, guess who the Washington Commanders got to play this week? Yeah, Baltimore Ravens. So the winner of that game probably gonna be at the number 5 position next week when we do this. I should do this every Tuesday, right? Yeah, we'll do this every Tuesday. Every Tuesday, I'm gonna give y'all Big Sarge NCO chain of command rankings. Yep. So that's how that plays out. Now, before I get up off here, right? Before I get up off here, a couple of more NFL things real quick. One, hey, Hey, how y'all let the how y'all let the New Orleans Saints trick me? How y'all let the New Orleans Saints trick me? Y'all let them trick me, man. Oh my God. Remember when I was praising Clint Kubiak and I said, hey, they gonna second line all over. They gonna second line all over the Philadelphia Eagles. Remember I said that? What's up, Amy? I need to talk to you. And you know why. Amy, you know why I need to talk to you. We'll talk later. Y'all let me get fooled by the New Orleans Saints. That voodoo and the gumbo got you. You're right, AD. Y'all let me get fooled. Here I am giving Clint Kubiak all this praise in week 2. Say, oh man, look at them. And now I'm like, look at them. Here I am thinking that here I am thinking that Derek Carr is a 2027 Rolls Royce with the New Orleans Saints, something that he wasn't. See, when he was at the Raiders, he just looked like a regular old Kia. And nothing against Kia. I like Kias, but Kias are not Rolls Royces, right? He looked like a Kia, very dependable, very dependable, can get you from point A to point B, right? When he's with the Las Vegas Raiders. Then he gets over to the New Orleans Saints, and first year he still looks like a Kia, gets a brand new offensive coordinator and Clint Kubiak, and then all of a sudden he comes in. I was like, oh they done gave him an upgrade. Now Derek Carr ain't no longer a Kia, he a Rolls Royce. And then, hey, look, AD, you said it before I did, and that's exactly what he is right now. Derek Carr ain't a Rolls Royce. Derek Carr ain't a Kia. He a 1985 Toyota Corolla. Good on gas, hard to find parts to fix them. Still good on gas, hard to find parts when he breaks down. You ever tried to find parts for a 1985 Corolla? Yeah, you can go to the Lexus dealership all you want. They're going to be like, we don't have those. Because y'all do know that. Don't worry about it. That's another story for another time. I'll tell y'all about that Lexus and Toyota type thing at another date. But you can go to the Toyota dealership. They're going to be like, bro, we don't make those parts no more. We got push starts. Like, what? What is that? We don't know. All our cars now are run by computers. Now you got to go find you one of them old school uncles with the cigarette hanging out his mouth if you want somebody to fix the alternator. Like, how is this car still on the road? That's exactly what the New Orleans Saints are saying right now. How is this car still on the road? How is he still playing? Because he looks horrible. And y'all let me get fooled. Y'all let me get fooled into thinking that Derek Carr and the New Orleans Saints was going to be something. They not even the best in their division. I said, when I'm looking at the NFC South, I said, when I looked at the NFC South, I said, okay. I did not have trust in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I damn sure didn't have trust in the Atlanta Falcons because I am not a Kirk Cousins believer. And y'all, I will argue and debate you about that all day long. I'm not a Kirk Cousins believer because Kirk Cousins is also one of them ones that he will have the body of a Bentley, but the insides of a go-kart. We'll talk about that at another time. I kept looking and I was saying, hey, I think that the Saints may have something. I think that the Saints may have something. Then they came out and I did a whole diatribe on how they look good and how they were going second line all over. I said I was going to do that all over the Eagles. And then they lost. And then they lost again. And they lost again. You know what? Y'all give me a second because I don't even really know what is their record. What is their record? Let me look. New Orleans Saints 2-3. They started out. They beat the Panthers 47-10. Then they beat the Cowboys 44-19. That's when I started uh that's when I started eating on the beignets. That's when I had the shrimp etouffee, even though I'm allergic to shellfish. But after those two, I was like, "Ooh, let me go ahead and give me some of this good old crawfish." One of them hurricanes off of Bourbon Street after the first two games. Then you lose to the Eagles. Then you lose to the Falcons. And you lost to the Chiefs. Your next game is against the Buccaneers and against the Broncos. You may not win another game until you play the Chargers or the Panthers again. How y'all do that to me, man? How y'all let me go? Y'all should have said, "Sorry, you're allergic to shellfish. Don't go down to there eating no crawfish etouffee." The New Orleans Saints is crawfish etouffee, and it's gonna taste good when you eat it, but you're gonna get sick of it. And I am sick of the New Orleans Saints. I digress. Before I get up out of here, I got to I just gotta say this one more time because I definitely want not only not only do I want CEO and of the Houston Texans, not only do I want owner Cal McNair to hear this, not only do I want Bobby Sloak and Matt Burke to hear this, I definitely want DeMeco to hear this. Reach out to Robert Saleh. He's emotional right now. He lost his job. Bring him home. Use the relationship that you all have from San Francisco to bring him here and be a defensive advisor, be a defensive consultant, whatever title you want to give him. Bring him home. Bring him back to the Houston Texans, who he worked for from 2005 to 2010. He's emotional right now. Now is the time to talk to him and be like, "Hey, you know what? Y'all know me. Y'all know I love doing this." Hold on. Time out. I can't forget what I'm gonna say. Lou said, "I've been seeing you wearing the H on your chest a lot lately. That's a lot of repping for someone who's not a fan." Just saying. Hey, Lou, let me show you something. You see this? It says H Houston, and it says what? I'm from Houston, Lou. Just in case you didn't know that. I don't like I got a tat on my arm of the state of Texas, and the only city I have is Houston. Like there's a star, and then there's Houston. Like Lou, I'm from Houston, so I I love this. All this says H Town. I love it. Hold on for a second. I'm not a Rockets fan, but I wear this hat. It's a Rockets hat, but it got H Town on it. I digress. Hey, DeMeco, if I was you, I would call Robert Saleh. I'm not gonna do the whole phone thing again, but I would call Robert Saleh. And as soon as he sent me the voicemail, because there's a lot of people reaching out to him, wishing him the best, saying what Aaron Rodgers did him wrong. And, we know that you had no control over Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers is going to be who Aaron Rodgers is going to be. And the New York Jets are going to be who they are, whatever their franchise is. They ain't had a winning culture there, and I don't know how long. And I'm saying all this knowing that I have to go to New York here pretty soon, October the 31st, as a matter of fact. The Houston Texans play the New York Jets on the 31st of October of Halloween. So I have to go to New York, but I'm still going to say what I'm saying because that's a franchise who ain't never been able to get, they can't get right. I seen the butt fumble too. I seen the butt fumble too. But if I'm DeMeco, I'm calling Robert Saleh. As soon as he sends me to the voicemail, I would do this. "What's up, big dog? Let me just tell you this. You just call out my name, and wherever I am, I'll come running. You got a friend. Winter, spring, summer, and fall. All you got to do is call, and I'll be there for you, Robert. You got a friend. You got a friend. Ain't it good to know that you've got a friend?" Little fun fact about that song. Carole King wrote it for her friend who was suffering from depression, who was battling depression. She wrote that song and gave it to him, and he used it on his album, and it became a number one. And then she used it on her own album, and it went number one again. And so, yes, there's two renditions of You Got a Friend. I know, y'all. That's just me. I'm a nerd. Do what's best for the organization, DeMeco, and call Robert Saleh. You've been tuned into the Sports Talk with Big Sarge show. I'm your host, Big Sarge. Make sure you follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at Big Sarge Sports with a Z at the end. And make sure you follow me on the Tick and the Talk at Big Sarge Media. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Big Sarge Sports with a Z at the end. Because you know we do everything for the gram. And make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel at Big Sarge Media. Later on today, since I'm off, I got some errands to run. I'm going to try my best to come back. We'll have a happy hour. I'm going to try my best. I got to record. The Locked On Texans podcast, but I'm going to try to give you a happy hour because, yes, we do have to talk about the Houston Rockets game against the Utah Jazz last night as they lost 122-113 in their first preseason game. And listen, it's a preseason game. I get it. I seen some very good things in that game. They a young squad who just want to hoop. We're going to talk about that, though. So, yep. Before I get out of here, let me see. Y'all know how I do it. We held Josh Allen to 9-30, so I definitely think we can hold Mahomes and Lamar. Yeah. I thought the same thing. He could take the defense to the next level. What's up, Chris, my frat brother? And he's talking about Robert Saleh come to the Texans and help out. Texans need to be putting more points on the board with kicks. They passed on 4 points versus the Colts, 3 versus the Jags and Bills, and probably a couple more versus the Bears and the Vikings. Failed fourth down conversions, failed 2-point conversions are keeping these games closer than necessary. Where do you put the Seahawks? I think that Geno Smith is balling. I just think that team it needs to step it up a notch, and they have the weapons. They have everything that they need to be better. These number one quarterback draft picks often seem like a player everyone has talked up so much that the GM is afraid not to take them. Texas know not to trust the car. Keep your head up, Robert Saleh. Baby, I'm better. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easy. Baby, I'm better. Yeah. I'm out.
Hard work. Hard work. Hard work.